This is the first project I'm attempting with my new gentle roller felting machine. So I'm just going to play and see where it takes me. So the first thing I need to do is lay out some combed wool tops onto a sheet of plastic. I'm trying to keep them even. I'm not very good at it, so I'm sure I'll get better with practice. I'm doing it in one direction first, and then I'll switch and do it at a 90-degree angle. This one looks a little bit messier. That's because this is one of my own hand-dyed wool tops, and it's a bit tight, so I'm having to struggle to get it out evenly. Now I'm putting some plastic shapes on the top. These are going to act as resists, which I will then cover up as well, and hopefully it'll work if I cut them open after the felting has been finished. Here they are laid out on the top, and then I'll cover them. I'm also adding some pre-felt shapes as well. May as well go for broke on this one, just to see what happens. I needed to cover up the resist shapes with more wool tops, and unfortunately I didn't do it thick enough. You can sort of see them still showing, and so I did it again later on in the felting process and gave them some extra layers. I've now sprayed some water with a little bit of detergent in it all over the wool and put another plastic sheet on top, and I've added a little bit of soapy water to the top of the plastic just to make it easier for me to run my hands over it and smooth everything out. And now I'm going to roll it up on the large roller that came with my gentle roller. The blue textured plastic sheet on top of my table is actually a pool cover, and I bought it by the yard at a local pool shop just as a remnant. It was only a few dollars a yard, which was great. Normally you have to buy a whole pool's worth. Now I'm going to wrap that whole roll up in another sheet of plastic. This is actually just a painter's drop sheet that I've just cut up, very cheap. And I will be securing it with some Velcro straps which came with my gentle roller, but I could have used big rubber bands. I just don't have any. And now I'll just load it onto my gentle roller. Two red rollers sit underneath to the side, with the big roller sitting on top, and then another roller sits on top. The control board is very easy to use. I'm using the new project for felting, and I'm just going to use the defaults this time. 1 3/4 cycles forward and 2 1/4 back. This stops it stopping in the same place all the time. And I've set it to 500 rotations. I opened and unwrapped it after 500. It certainly wasn't anywhere near ready, you can see that. So I set it to another 500, and in fact I actually did 1,000 rotations in all. Then it looked like this. So I'm just putting it in the fulling bag, because now it's going to run through the fulling process. So I've now put the fulling drum on the machine. It's a large drum and the felt is in that bag, and close it up, and I'm locking it nice and tight. So I've switched to the fulling menu, new item, and again I'm just doing a default, but I'm going to set it to 500 cycles. I actually ended up doing 2000 cycles for the fulling, but as I said earlier, the resist shapes weren't covered, so I took them out and covered them up with more felt and gave it another 1000 cycles both on the felting and the fulling. I wasn't sure if it would work, but I really had nothing to lose. This is what it looked like at the end of all that, and you can see the resists are quite open. So I did it again, and this is the end result. Now I need to cut open those resists and do a bit of shaping. You better come back for that another time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.